The story opens in the snowy landscapes of Niagara Falls, where Matthew Lane is driving home with his 9-year-old daughter Cassandra, after her figure skating practice. Their bond is warm and playful, with Cassandra singing and chatting as the truck rolls along the icy road. They briefly stop at a roadside restaurant to pick up pie, a seemingly ordinary decision that will change everything. Matthew leaves Cassandra in the vehicle while he runs inside to place the order. The camera lingers on the quiet truck, Cassandra waiting innocently in the back seat, unaware that danger is closing in. When Matthew returns only minutes later, his world collapses. The truck is still there, but Cassandra is gone. Panic sets in immediately as he frantically calls her name, searching the area with growing dread. Strangers glance curiously, but no one has seen her leave. The sense of violation is instant and overwhelming, turning an everyday moment into a nightmare. This disappearance becomes the driving force of the story, shaping every choice and every conflict that follows. The mystery of what happened in those lost minutes haunts Matthew and Tina, Cassandra's mother, for years to come. From this moment forward, suspicion, grief, and the relentless search for answers define their lives. This pivotal abduction sets the stage for the police investigation and family breakdown that follows. After Cassandra's disappearance, Matthew rushes to the police station, desperate for help. Detectives Jeffrey Cornwall and Nicole Dunlop take his statement, but the atmosphere quickly grows tense. The detectives, trained to look for inconsistencies, press Matthew on details of the day, where he stopped, how long he was gone, and why he left his daughter unattended in the truck. Their skepticism is subtle but cutting, making Matthew feel as though the blame is shifting onto him. Tina, Cassandra's mother, arrives soon after, and her emotional reaction contrasts sharply with Matthew's distressed but defensive demeanor. Tina's grief pours out in tears and anger, while Matthew insists he did everything any father would have done. The strain between them becomes obvious to the detectives, fueling suspicion that the family may be hiding something. The investigation is no longer only about finding Cassandra, it is also about probing the cracks in her parents' relationship. As the officers begin organizing search efforts, doubts linger in the air. Was Matthew careless, or is there something darker at play? The detectives must balance their duty to the missing child with their instinct to scrutinize the father. Meanwhile, Tina's growing resentment begins to surface, planting seeds of mistrust that will widen in the years to come. This initial clash at the police station sets the emotional tone for the fractured marriage and strained investigation that unfolds after the time jump. The story leaps forward 8 long years, showing the devastating passage of time on everyone touched by Cassandra's disappearance. The once close Lane family has fractured under the weight of grief and suspicion. Matthew still carries the stigma of having left his daughter alone, while Tina struggles daily with sorrow and resentment, her faith in him largely broken. Their marriage has collapsed, and the missing child remains a constant shadow over their lives. Meanwhile, the investigation has not ended. Detectives Jeffrey and Nicole continue their work with the Child Exploitation Unit, driven by Cassandra's case and others like it. Their tireless pursuit reveals just how large and sinister the network of predators really is, suggesting Cassandra's abduction was not an isolated crime. The detectives monitor leads, review digital trails, and press into the dangerous world of online exploitation, hoping for any clue that might bring resolution. Jeffrey and Nicole are now romantically involved, adding a personal layer to their professional dedication. For Matthew, life has become a relentless cycle of searching and hoping against odds. His interactions with Tina are bitter and distant, with every meeting reopening wounds that never healed. Yet, even after so many years, he refuses to give up on Cassandra, clinging to the belief that she is still alive somewhere. This time jump heightens the story's urgency, shifting it from immediate panic to a haunting endurance test, setting the stage for the chilling revelations about Cassandra's captivity and Mika's surveillance. As the investigation deepens, the story reveals Cassandra's disturbing reality. She is alive but trapped under the control of Mika, the man behind her abduction. Hidden away in a secret room within his luxury home, she is forced to live in secrecy, her every move monitored by surveillance equipment. Mika not only isolates her physically, but also manipulates her emotionally, weaving control through fear and dependence. His twisted satisfaction comes from watching her through cameras, turning her stolen life into a grotesque show. Although Mika leaves his house to work and is no longer sexually interested in the now teenage Cassandra, the fear that he will harm her parents keeps her from escaping or seeking help. Tina, still working as a chambermaid at a hotel, has unknowingly become a subject of Mika's obsession as well. Cameras placed in hotel rooms give him access to her private world, deepening his cruelty by allowing Cassandra to see her mother from afar. The emotional torment is sharpened when Cassandra watches Tina, powerless to reach out or make contact. For Tina, her daughter's absence is a wound that never closes, and for Cassandra, the sight of her mother through hidden cameras is both comforting and excruciating. This revelation makes clear that Mika's control extends beyond Cassandra's captivity. It poisons the family's life in subtle, insidious ways. It also shows how technology is weaponized against the victims, making the fight to track Mika even more complicated. These chilling layers set the stage for the detectives' next strategy as Nicole and Jeffrey intensify their efforts to dismantle the predator network. Detectives Nicole and Jeffrey deepen their investigation by targeting predators online, using decoy profiles to bait offenders into revealing themselves. Nicole, skilled at assuming the voice of a child, adopts a young persona in chat rooms, carefully crafting conversations that expose criminal behavior. This sting work demonstrates how the team exploits technology to fight back against those who manipulate it for exploitation. Their efforts uncover recent images of Cassandra online, as Mika forces her to create videos to lure other children, a discovery that reignites hope and urgency in the case. The detective's persistence reveals the breadth of the network tied to Cassandra's abduction, confirming it as part of an organized system preying on children. Their work becomes increasingly dangerous, as Mika monitors their progress, aware of the threat they pose to his operation. Meanwhile, Cassandra, under Mika's coercion, engages in online chats to entice other victims, her actions a painful reflection of her captivity and manipulation. For Nicole, the case is not just professional but deeply personal. Her determination and empathy make her both effective and vulnerable, as she grapples with the emotional toll of confronting predators. The danger of her work escalates, as Mika begins to see her as a direct threat, setting the stage for a chilling escalation in his actions against the investigation. Nicole's dedication earns her recognition at a formal dinner held in her honor, a rare moment of acknowledgement for her tireless work. Surrounded by colleagues and supporters, she appears momentarily safe, the event carrying a tone of celebration amid the darkness of her daily battles. Yet, beneath the polished surface, danger lurks closer than anyone realizes. An accomplice of Mika's, blending seamlessly into the crowd, targets Nicole with calculated precision. During the gala, she is discreetly drugged, her confidence slipping into disorientation as she is quietly removed from the event. The irony of Nicole's abduction, being taken while honored for protecting children, demonstrates the cruelty of Mika's network. Her capture proves that even those hunting the predators can become prey, raising the stakes and connecting the investigation to the personal lives of the detectives. Nicole's disappearance sets off a desperate race to find her, paralleling the ongoing search for Cassandra. Matthew's relentless search leads him into the wintry outskirts of Niagara, where subtle clues and instincts guide his pursuit. While working as a landscaper, he picks up on patterns that suggest a connection to Cassandra's abductor, sparking a renewed surge of hope. Following these leads through the desolate, snow-laden landscape, Matthew believes he is drawing closer to his daughter after years of despair. His persistence pays off when he is contacted by Mika, who lures him to a meeting under the pretense of reuniting him with Cassandra. At a secluded site, Matthew sees his daughter, older now, but unmistakably her. The reunion is brief, charged with emotion and disbelief. Matthew's instinct is to rush forward, but Cassandra resists leaving, her behavior shaped by years of psychological manipulation. Confused and desperate, Matthew presses forward, unaware that Mika has orchestrated the encounter to maintain control. Mika confronts Matthew, using his emotional vulnerability to keep him at bay. The abductor's calculated precision underscores his cruel cunning, turning Matthew's long-awaited reunion into another nightmare. Cassandra's glimpse of her father is heartbreaking, hope intertwined with helplessness as she remains bound by Mika's influence. This chilling encounter deepens the stakes, proving Mika's willingness to manipulate emotions as weapons, and leaving Matthew reeling but undeterred. The detectives, meanwhile, close in on Mika through their digital investigations, piecing together evidence from Cassandra's online activity and other leads. Their efforts culminate in a tense operation to locate Mika's stronghold. As they prepare to move in, the snow-covered Niagara landscape amplifies the tension, with Cassandra and Nicole's fates hanging in the balance. Inside his home, Mika senses the investigation tightening but remains defiant, confident in his control. The detectives, led by Jeffrey and supported by their team, execute a careful plan to apprehend him. The confrontation is fraught with psychological intensity rather than physical violence, as Mika's arrogance begins to unravel under the weight of the evidence against him. The operation succeeds in rescuing Nicole, who has endured her own brief but harrowing captivity, and apprehending Mika, whose arrest marks the end of his reign of terror. The house, filled with surveillance equipment and evidence of his crimes, becomes a grim testament to years of cruelty. Cassandra is found within, her rescue a fragile victory after nearly a decade of captivity. The detective's persistence, combined with Matthew's unyielding hope, brings the case to a close, though the emotional scars remain raw. The story closes on a quieter, symbolic note, Cassandra skating at her old rink. The simple act, once ordinary, becomes a powerful sign of resilience. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth recaps and reviews. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the hidden truths in every story.